least 140 people have died on the state's roads in New South Wales so far this year, off the back of 349 deaths last year. But the organisers of Fatality Free Friday campaign are determined to bring about change. Joining us now is Russell White from the Australian Road Safety Foundation. Good afternoon to you, Russell. Firstly, tell us about Fatality Free Friday.
Well, Jane, Fatality Free Friday is really, I guess, a call to the nation to play an active role in reducing road trauma. And I think we need that level of engagement with not only the community, but also the individual. And I think, quite often, I think most people would think that road safety is just a police or a government issue. And there's no doubt they're key stakeholders, but ultimately it's up to us as individuals as to how we use the road, how we choose to behave on the road that's going to make the biggest difference.
Now, your organisation has done a lot of research in this area. Tell us about some of the things you've uncovered.
Nearly 2/3 of New South Wales drivers are admitting to breaking the rules on a regular basis, which is extremely troubling. And I think when we're seeing a trend year on year where the road toll has actually been increasing, I think the time has come now to look at a different approach. Yes, we still need to improve roads, we need to improve enforcement and vehicle design, but I think equally we need to start looking at the community. And I think one of the things that has been positive is that 8 in 10 of the people that we surveyed said that they would change their behaviour based on these sorts of campaigns. So events like this are incredibly important for change.
Well, tell us about that event. I can see that you're standing in front of a wall of photos there.
Well, I think each year we try and represent the numbers that we hear all too regularly, unfortunately, in news bulletins and just within the community. And we often, I think, sometimes as a society, we tend to get a bit desensitised. So every one of these photographs behind me represents the life of a person that we lost on our roads just in the last 12 months. And behind every one of those people, of course, there's a family, there's a friend, there's a community behind all that. So this is just a powerful memorial to them, but also a powerful reminder as to the true scale that we're facing in this country.
Obviously, there's a role for police in this, there's a role for government. You mentioned we're doing a lot to improve roads and look at laws. What else needs to change and who needs to change it?
I think what we've seen in the last few years is a change in our cultural norms, our social norms that we're having on the road. So people have got less tolerance, there's more aggression, there's probably more distraction. I think we need to look at the education system. We need to look at how we're preparing kids from as early as preschool all the way through to their licence test time. How are we drip feeding information and education to them about being a better road user? And I think on the other side of the coin, we need to look at the issue of work-related road safety. You know, people that are driving for work purposes, those same rules apply for work safety as it would on a factory floor, in an office block or in a commercial environment. So I think if we can have a focus on education and a focus in the workplace, eventually those two things will merge, and that will again facilitate changes to the community and to individuals on their own.
Well, let's hope we get there. Russell White, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thanks, Jane. Appreciate it.
The British Prime Minister